Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. This is your Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference reaction for the game against Newcastle where Ronaldo will play. Lots to bring into the show today. In fact, I'm going to say straight from the start as well, we've got loads to talk about in relation to Cristiano Ronaldo because that was basically what the whole interview was about, and a little bit about Fred as well and a few other bits about injuries, which is quite interesting, but absolutely nothing to do with Donny van der Beek, which I found very, very frustrating. But he did speak about Cristiano Ronaldo in quite a lot of depth, and obviously I suppose, look, there's no suppose about it, this is about Cristiano Ronaldo tomorrow, of course it is, but as United fans and certainly as United Stand community, we are a little, it's a little bit like being an Oasis fan and saying, what's your favourite song? Wonderwall. Have you listened to any other albums? And I think as a United fan base, we do expect a little bit more than just talking about Ronaldo for 20 minutes. It's journalists asking the same question 5 different ways. I remember last season, what was the thing they always did in the press conference last year? They used to ask the same question, the same topic, and they'd ask it 4 or 5 ways. I can't remember what it was. Probably to do with fans in the ground or something like that. So, but look, yeah, lots to talk about. Ronaldo will play. We'll talk about all to do with that in a moment. But I've got an exciting announcement for you as well, because football is back, as we know, and your Ultimate Fan is back. If you don't know what the Ultimate Fan is, it's the Ultimate Fan Fantasy League app. Ultimate Fan, you're going to see something when I come back that's exciting as well. Ultimate Fan is a fantasy football with a twist. Imagine fantasy football combined with super cool pack openings. The game is super simple to play. All you've got to do to play it is be over 18, download the app, which is totally free to download in the link in the video description, follow the super simple sign-up system, and then you'll be able to start opening packs and filling in your team for the coming weekend fixtures. There's also Ultimate Fan Plus for you to explore. This section features paid for gold and silver packs where you can receive extra cards, exclusive content, and much, much more. Each week there are prizes available for the teams that perform the best, and this week's prize pool is £8,500. So we've got some big names in our gold pack this week. Nothing that helps the defence, but I will happily take Sadio Mane and Paul Pogba into my midfield, thank you very much. So to get Pogba and Mane in, I'm going to transfer out Minamino and Lanzini. Laters, lads, get out. And then I can add the big guns to my team, meaning my front four are now Sadio Mane with the golden boot attached to him. Pogba is my captain alongside Declan Rice and Calvert-Lewin. Hopefully they'll deliver this weekend. So going forward, we're looking pretty tasty. However, at the back, I do need some more powerful cards, and fingers crossed they will come next week when I open my packs for that. I also just realised that my club card is Burnley, because of course it bloody is. If you want to take part in this awesome week's game, then hit the link in the description below and you can start playing Ultimate Fan today. Thanks again to Ultimate Fan for getting involved with the United Stand. Absolutely fantastic. And you can get involved through the link in the video description. Right, let's get involved. If you want to play, you can play through the link in the video description. Hey up! I'm wearing an Ultimate Fan cap. And the gold bits, how is the gold bit see-through? It's gold, not green. It don't make any sense. It's gold. That is mad. That is mad. Freestyle. Should I do the press conference like that? Probably shouldn't do. Anyway, let's get into the press conference. Lots to talk about. So, let's hit the first question here. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was asked about whether Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be fit to play in this game. And the reality is, he said this. He said that Cristiano Ronaldo is... what did he say about Cristiano Ronaldo? He said, ultimately, what we've been saying on this show for quite a while, he said that Cristiano Ronaldo has had a very good pre-season with Juventus. He's played for the national team and he's had a very good week training with us. Basically, nothing about adjusting, which is what we feared. Nothing about, he's carrying a knock, or nothing about needing time to acclimatise. He's basically saying that, Ronaldo is fully fit to play. And what he did say is that he will play in some way tomorrow for Manchester United. Now, I think he's going to start. I'm very confident he's going to start. So if you've got Ronaldo in your fantasy Premier League team like me and you want to captain him, I would go for it. I think he will start because I just don't understand why you wouldn't. We played crap against Wolves, so there's no loyalty to anybody. He's fully fit. He's one of the best players in the world. It's Newcastle. It's the perfect game to get him integrated into the team. For me, you play him for an hour and you take him off and you bring on maybe you bring on a a Cavani or something like that. But I definitely would start him tomorrow, and I think that I think that he will do that. And I think it's important that he does do that. Make sure you smash a like on the video, by the way. So yes, Cristiano Ronaldo. A lot of questions about Ronaldo. Nothing about Donny van der Beek. So before we go back into Ronaldo, I just want to say this. There is an embargoed press part of the press conference that will come out about 10:30 tonight. But I suspect there will be some questions about Donny there. But I think from United's point of view, if those questions come out at 10:30, most people have gone to bed, and then tomorrow morning it's all about the game. So they're probably hidden in the embargoed section, which I think's. I don't think that's acceptable. I really don't. How's the ulcer, Mark? It's not come out yet, Aaron. Bloody hell, it's not a super ulcer. I only bit it about 3 hours ago. It'll come out soon. Check out Ollie's interview with Phil Brown. Far better questions than the presser. Plus, Ollie spoke about Donny's position on that, says Shahan. Yeah, it's quite an old one, isn't it, Shahan? It was a very good interview if it's the one you're talking about, but it's quite an old one. There should have been a question. I mean, we got about 6 or 7 questions, which we'll go through in a moment, about put to Ollie, and to be honest with you, it felt, you know what, I know the world of journalism. Some journalists like what we do, some of them can't stand what we do. At the end of the day, I respect the fact that you went to university and you got a degree in journalism, and but most of you aren't United fans. United is the dream ticket for a journalist. Oh, I'm covering United. They're not United fans, a lot of them. I'm not to say they haven't got great football knowledge, but ultimately they work for they are journalists working for outlets who pay their wages. And those outlets will say, we want a Ronaldo headline. So everyone asks about Ronaldo. I totally get that. But there was actually a question there that I think would have been... I think a lot of us are interested in about Ronaldo. Of course we are. He's the greatest player. It's a brilliant signing. But I think most United fans today wanted Ollie to be put on the spot about Donny. Not in a horrible way, but in the sense that the question should have been, Ollie, over the international break, Donny van der Beek was going to leave. Look, Romano said, done deal to Everton. My question to Ollie would have been, Ollie, I hope you've had a good couple of weeks. Bet you're very excited about Ronaldo tomorrow. Yeah, make him feel at ease. Let's talk about Donny. Transfer deadline day, done deal with Everton. You stopped it, and yet you've not played him this season. Will he be playing tomorrow against Newcastle? Bang! That's the question. How many years do you have to go to journalism school or whatever you go to for that? It took me 5 seconds to construct it. What's wrong with that question? And then Ollie would go, he'd have to answer a question that we don't know the answer to, because we don't know. Ollie's never spoken about him going to Everton. And I just feel that should have been in there. They asked about bloody Fred, and I don't blame Ollie, and I don't blame United. I think they're doing a great job, and I think we're hopefully going to have a great season. But I do think that as a journalist, somebody should be asking that question. And I'm not going in on individuals, because there's some really good journalists in there, but some of them repeated the same bloody question another journalist had asked 2 minutes ago. So, but this is what we get, because they're not United fans. I don't think they're in touch with what the United fans want. So they all think everybody wants to talk about Ronaldo, because then they can sell it worldwide. Apparently, Matty Longstaff is on loan at Aberdeen. Guess we're winning it all, says Louis. And he did it, Mark, today. It's fresh. He said Donny can play 6 or 8. Shahan, right. We need to have a look at that then. Where is that, Shahan? This has not been advertised very well at all. Nobody is tweeting out, or I've not heard anything about this. So this is fantastic. It's only come out in the last 18 minutes. We need to get those quotes. Can people get the quotes for that? So Phil has spoken with Ollie today about Ronaldo, Van der Beek and others on Beyond the Pitch. But I haven't seen any quotes coming out. So if anyone can get those quotes while we're live, we can go into that and talk about it. So that would be magnificent. If anybody can get those quotes, we'll bring it in. But let's talk about the press conference, because we can tell you what Solskjaer's... I mean, look, Phil's done a better interview there than anybody else has, hasn't he? Really, that's ridiculous. But get the quotes, somebody, and we can read them out. You could be a star of the chat if you can get us those quotes. I know where it is, but I'm live. I can't go. What do you want me to do, Shakir? Do you want me to sit here in silence for 20 minutes and just nod my head while I listen to it? Get the bloody quotes. We're live. Anyway, let's talk about what was said by Ollie in his press conference. He spoke about Ronaldo. He said he seems happy to be back. His mood is well. The pressure's there to get off to a good start. He's here to put in the demands. His preparation, his life, he's an inspiration, and his focus is absolutely spot on. We saw when Raphael Varane came into the team that he's got that winning mentality to take us to the next level, and Ronaldo's only going to do that. And I liked what Ollie said here, because what he was basically saying is that in Varane and Ronaldo, we've got two personalities at this football club now that we didn't have last season. These are driven, focused winners of the best prizes. And, you know, as I said last night, don't sleep on Varane. I think Varane is a huge player for Manchester United. Welcome to Members Club MRR. And hi, Mark. How are you, mate? And how is your family? I hope they're good, and I hope United win tomorrow, says Eddie. What a nice message from Eddie. Hope yours are as well. Thank you very much for that. Donny is happy to be on the bench. I can see he has the winning mentality. Ollie on Donny. I don't believe that for a start. I think we're getting a few fake comments here. Don't worry, I'll get them. I'm going to get them sorted. I'll get them from other people. Driving with Goldbridge was fire, says Jake Murphy. Make sure you check out Driving with Goldbridge, actually. Links in the video description. But let's move on. Also, he was asked about Ronaldo and set pieces. Now, this was quite interesting. Will Ronaldo be on set pieces was basically the question, although it wasn't as direct as that. And he said that Ronaldo is a threat from direct free kicks, but he's also a threat in the box from indirect free kicks. So, you know, pretty obvious there. But interestingly, the interesting thing that I have here is that not Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes did an interview with the BBC. And that's come out today, some quotes from that. And Bruno Fernandes has said he prefers free kicks than penalties. That's, you know, he likes taking free kicks. And I think that this is going to be the development at Manchester United. I think we're going to see Ronaldo on penalties, maybe the odd direct free kick. But ultimately, I think Bruno will end up taking the free kicks and Ronaldo will take the penalties. There does need to be some give and take there, because I'm 100% sure Ronaldo will take the penalties. But I actually do think Bruno's technique is more successful. But look, Ronaldo's going to take penalties. I've got no problem with that. But on free kicks, even when Ronaldo was back at United in the late noughties, his free kicks are very good. But, you know, I wouldn't say he's like Rashford, who scores 1 in 40. But Ronaldo's not prolific with free kicks. He's brilliant. He's terrific, but he's not prolific. And I think Bruno's free kicks are more accurate. I think Ollie and United will make a lovely pudding, says Jenks 112. So yes, also on Ronaldo, there was a very good question asked of him about Ronaldo. I mean, there's bloody loads of questions asked of him about Ronaldo. There's a very good question asked of him about Ronaldo in relation to they used to play together. And it's a quote here from it's a fake quote, but it's quite funny. I'm keeping Donny back to the last game of the season in case we need to win it. If Ronnie scores, I'll have to crack one up. Jonathan, it's not Jonathan, right? You've actually you're going to get told off here. So Jonathan has decided to say something sexual. This is the United Stand. This channel's been going for about 6 years. We talk about football. Little silly childish comments about what you're going to do with yourself if Ronaldo scores. I don't think anybody's laughing. Does it look like my face is laughing? Does it look like at any point I'm going to crack out a smile? No. Grow up, Jonathan. Grow up. Anyway, we move on. So he was asked about the relationship between Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Ronaldo. They used to play together. What will it be like to manage him? And I felt Ollie answered this very, very good, because what he basically said is there's mutual respect. I have to respect Ronaldo because he's one of the greatest players to ever play the game. And we've heard Ollie say that twice now in the last 2 press conferences. But Ronaldo needs to realise that I make the decisions. There needs to be a two-way street, communication. I'll decide when to play him and when not to play him. But I want the best to get out. I want to get the best out of Cristiano. And I think this is very interesting because we, as Manchester United fans, do not know what Cristiano we're going to get. But in the press conference himself, Ollie was talking about how Ronaldo looks after himself. That even back 15 years ago, Ronaldo would be the first one at training, preparing the way he prepares his body, looks after his body, his football. This is something that it basically started with Ronaldo at United, and other players do it now, and now he's coming back. So I don't know. I don't know. It's very hard to read Ollie. You could read it that he's going to rotate Ronaldo a bit. I think he's got to rotate a lot of people, a lot. But I still don't know that Ronaldo does need to be rotated massively. It's something I want to deep dive into a little bit more about the fact that I've always said that the Italian league is slower than the Premier League. So straight away, this is going to be more demanding on Cristiano Ronaldo than the Juventus season was, because I don't care what anybody says, and I know Italy won the Euros and they fully deserve to win it, but the Italian league is slower than the French. I don't know about the French league, but it's slower than La Liga, and it's definitely slower than the Premier League. So that is going to be more demanding for Cristiano, and it might be that. But I don't think he's Nemanja Matic. I know he's older than Matic, but I don't think he's Matic who can only play one game a week. I think Ronaldo probably can still play 3 games a week, but I'm not opposed to him missing Carabao Cup games. I'm not opposed to things like that. So let's see what happens. Ollie's so random, he might start Delo. Who knows, says Sihan. I think you're right. I think it's very, very hard. Mark, lighten up, don't be so PC. Alec Martin, I don't know what country you're from, but if you don't understand my sense of humour by now, then sarcasm is lost on you, isn't it? It really is. So what else was spoken about? He did speak about injuries. Let me bring this in just before, in the middle of all the Ronaldo chat, there was some chat about injuries. Now, ultimately, where we are with injuries at the moment is quite interesting. I suppose I would bring Fred in at this point as well. So the update on Fred is that Fred is still banned at the moment, although I did see something about potentially the Premier League clubs not abiding by those rules. So effectively, what they're saying is that they might still play them anyway. What Ollie said is we've got to plan without Fred, and that Fred, it's a farce, really. I thought he was talking about Fred's performance against Wolves. I thought he was saying it was a farce, it was a joke, but he wasn't. He was talking about the ban. So he says we've got to plan for it without Fred, but hopefully common sense will prevail and we can use him. I mean, I know there's going to be plenty of people in the chat saying, let's hope that there isn't any common sense then, because they don't want him to play in the game against Newcastle tomorrow. But I do think that, Fred should not play tomorrow. I would say that. In relation to other injuries, the situation with that is that Dean Henderson is now back training and not feeling any ill effects of what we thought was maybe long COVID. Also, Tellez is not back, which is a bit of a shame because I would like to have seen Tellez maybe starting a couple of games over there. He said that Tellez is going to be out for a few more weeks, effectively, and I would like to have seen Tellez, getting a bit of game time in the Carabao Cup. I would like to see him getting a bit more game time, maybe in the Champions League, but that's not going to happen. But that's the situation. It is what it is with that one. Scott McTominay has recovered well from his injury, as we knew he would, and he is potentially. He said he probably won't play tomorrow, but he said that maybe he will play if the Fred situation goes the wrong way for them. So McTominay's in that situation as well, where he probably won't play, but he's very close to being back. Tellez is going to be out for a few weeks. And Sancho is fine. Sancho obviously withdrew from the England squad. He was concerned and worried about that in the sense that he didn't get to play with England. But Sancho is available for the game tomorrow against Newcastle. So injuries-wise, Henderson's back in the equation. You can expect him to be starting a game soon. And all the De Gea and Henderson stuff will kick off again, unfortunately. And then you've got the... Tellez, who's going to be out for a little while, as we know. And we've got McTominay, who could be end up playing tomorrow. We don't know whether that will happen or not, but he could end up playing tomorrow. Right, let's have a quick look at the Super Chats. Mark, I hope you're having a better day than this morning. After 7 years of following you in this channel, this feels like a family, so I hate seeing you upset like that this morning. Zachary, I can see the funny side of it. It was quite funny, wasn't it? I've got to say it was quite funny, my reaction on the intro this morning. And Tamtech says, with all respect to Ronaldo, I would want Bruno to take both penalties and free kicks. Bruno is just too good on set pieces. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $sign if you want, and we'll read those out. Still more to talk about. Rashford's not back yet. Can't believe Van der Beek has no mention with McFred out, says Steve Locke. Yeah, a little bit disappointed about that. Cathal says, is there no word on Rashford? Rashford wasn't mentioned. I mean, it's a good point, actually. Let's just speak about Rashford just for a moment. Interesting thing with Rashford is that he wasn't meant to be back until after the next international break. So he'd be 4 weeks ahead of schedule. And ultimately, what he's saying is that he is sort of training at the moment. But I don't know. I think we'll see Rashford back before the next international break. But he is well ahead of schedule. So, I do think that will happen, definitely. Hold on a minute, I've just got someone. Okay, that's good. Good. Okay, I've got the quotes now. Thank you very much to Luke Macy, who's messaged me. He says, I've got the quotes from the interview with Phil. So this is brilliant. Ollie on Donny. He said, Donny has many qualities. Ollie said he can see Donny playing 6 and he's trained well in training and he's waiting for his chance to show what he can do. We played him in a wide left coming inside, so a number 10, but he blamed injuries for not playing for Holland. And we can't promise him games and then not play him. It's about the opponent, it's about the opponent nor the individuals. Okay, so yeah, I mean, interesting quotes. I mean, I suppose what I would take from that is that he said Donny's got many qualities. Ollie said he can see Donny playing 6 and he's trained well in training. He's waiting for his chance to show what he can do. We played him in a wide left coming inside, so a number 10. So he's played in the Pogba situation. He's blamed injuries on not playing for Holland. We can't promise him games and then not play him. Okay, so that's interesting. So as a summary there, basically, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done an interview with @Malakians, who's a top lad and based over in America, Irish but lives in America, and he's asked him about Donny van der Beek, and basically Ole has said that he will, you can't promise him games and then not play him, and has basically backed up a lot of what Donny said, really, isn't he? That he can play in numerous positions. I like the fact that this number 6 thing keeps getting mentioned with Donny. I really would like to see Donny van der Beek given a chance as a number 6. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but I really, really, really do. I really, really do like the idea of Donny playing as a number 6. I don't personally want to start a bandwagon for it. I don't think that's fair. Sorry, I'm just trying to get you something else while we're live here. I don't want to be on that bandwagon and start saying, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's pick him as a number 6, because I think that would be wrong. But the fact that Ollie's mentioned it, the fact that Donny's mentioned it, I think we would all like to see it, wouldn't we? So let's see what happens with that. Also interesting that he's mentioned, Ray Colbarron says Fred should not play ever. Sorry, we've seen many bad Fred games for him to be a first team guy. Welcome to the members club, by the way, Chris Rodriguez. But interesting there then. So this is not from Ollie's press conference. This is from another interview that Ollie's done today, where he was asked about Donny van der Beek, which makes these prats in the press conference look even more prattish, that Ollie's done an interview with somebody else who actually is a United fan, so therefore has asked the important questions, whereas these journalists have decided not to because they want their Ronaldo headline, because they think that's all everybody wants to talk about. I mean, I've noticed as a United fan, as I'm sure many of you have, I'm over the moon about Ronaldo, but I'm chill about Ronaldo. I'm just waiting for 3 o'clock tomorrow. We've announced Ronaldo loads of times. We've seen the pictures of Ronaldo. We're excited about Ronaldo, but the only real update we're waiting for is Ronaldo playing tomorrow. But all the journalists and everybody think, oh, let's just talk about Ronaldo. Let's talk about Ronaldo. But ultimately, we're talking about Donny now, because in another interview, not the press conference, because he wasn't asked about Donny in the press conference, Ollie has spoken about Donny and said that, yes, he can play as a number 6 and that we've played him as a left-sided player cutting in. Now, this is where we've used Pogba. So we talk, it's very interesting, isn't it? We talk about, look, tomorrow, let's play Pogba here. Let's get rid of McTominay. McTominay won't play. So there is this thought process tomorrow that that Pogba will play here, right? And maybe Fred will play. But you could take Martial out. You could take Martial out there. Obviously, Bruno's going to play. You could play Donny there, because that's where we've been using Pogba. So you could play Donny there. I don't really want to see Donny playing here, because as we know with Pogba, there's no future in that role. As soon as Rashford's back, you're back on the bench. I want to see Donny playing in his position or his position, because he can stand, he can take that position and make it his own. If we start seeing Donny here, which we could do, I'll be like, oh, here we go. It's a short term is to make fans happy for a little bit, and then he's going to be out the team. I would love to see Donny tried there. I'm intrigued, even though I don't think that's his position, but that's where I think his best position is. But Ollie's talking about him playing there as well. So the most important thing is that Ollie said that you can't promise somebody game time and then not play them. Sanath says, on the Malakalians interview, Ollie, a successful season is when you win something. I would rather have a successful season than a good season. There we go. And also Twitch, Everton, be there or be square, says Zada. I will be on Twitch in about an hour. Certainly by about 3:15 I'll be on Goldbridge TV playing a bit of Twitch. It's season 3. It's the last season of my Everton career mode, and then FIFA 22 is out in a couple of weeks and I'll be playing as United. So yeah, hopefully we'll see we will see Donny given a chance. Let's go back into the press conference then. With Ronaldo, obviously he's spoken about Ronaldo, and the situation with Ronaldo is that he will play tomorrow. We don't know whether he'll play from the start. I'm saying he will start. He will play from the start. I will get that from. I will ring Ollie up tonight and tell him that. But no, seriously, I think that he will start tomorrow because I just don't think there's any reason not to. I think with Varane and with Sancho, there was always that rumour. That was always that feeling that they need time to adjust to a new league. They've not had much of a pre-season. Ronaldo has had a pre-season, and Ollie said it himself. He had a pre-season at Juventus, a very good one. He's played international football with Portugal, and now he is had a really good training week with United. Just on Cavani, Ollie was asked about Cavani and why he gave the number 7 shirt up eventually, and he said it's one of these things with Edison. He's been remarkable, played really well last season. Cristiano speaks with Edison to pass up his shirt, shows the respect he's got for Cristiano, and respect is there the other way. And I do think that we talk about Van der Beek. We've spoken about Ronaldo a lot. We talk about the situation with people like Lingard and other people and whether they'll get game time. I don't think that David De Gea... Sorry, we'll talk about David De Gea in a moment. I don't think that Cavani actually gets enough conversation because apart from injury and suspension, he's been pretty flawless in his time at United. His professionalism, his... focus and determination and passion to succeed in a United shirt has been fantastic. It's been very stop-start, but a lot of those things are not down to him. I think Cavani was persuaded quite rightly by the club to stay another year because he's a very valuable player. I'm very interested to see how Cavani is going to get game time, and I think we might see some surprises. I'm very excited. I think we might see some surprises over the next few weeks because if you look at the fixtures we've got, Newcastle at home, the Swiss side away, then we've got West Ham away in the league, then we've got West Ham in the Carabao Cup, then we've got Villa at home, and then we've got I think it's either Villarreal or Atalanta, and then we finish up before the next international break with a game against Everton. I don't think we're just going to see Ronaldo play every single one of those games, and I think he's going to have to mix things up a bit. So I think it's going to be interesting. Will De Gea only be Premier League keeper with Hendo in the Champions League, says S. Ahmad. And Mark, please read my chat. Did you hear the Khabib interview? Ronaldo told him a month ago. I've spoken about this IQ, and I think it's a load of shite. I'd never say it to Khabib's face because he'd knock me out, but I don't... How can Ronaldo tell Khabib a month ago he's going to Manchester United when Man United didn't know we were buying him a month ago? So I just don't believe that story. Maybe Ronaldo and Mendes had a plan to get him to Manchester United, but I can tell you 100% the reason everyone thought Ronaldo was going to Man City and stuff because United weren't in for him. So I don't believe that story, but there you go. It would be more excited for the game if I could watch it tomorrow. What do you think? Says Leyland. I'm sure you can find a way. And Mark, do you not feel that Mason Greenwood getting less game time when Rashford comes back will hurt his progress? But you're predicting something you don't know is going to happen, Mark, don't you? You don't know whether that's going to happen, do you? In relation to the goalkeeping question, I'm not going to dodge it. I think that I've said this is a problem. Look, Ronaldo doesn't solve the many issues that United have got. And we said this at the end of last season, and we mustn't forget this because you will get hurt by it if you do forget about it. Slow tempo football, goalkeeping situation, midfield situation, inability to break down low blocks, inability to rotate the team, inability to make subs soon enough, inability to defend set pieces. Some of these things we hopefully will solve. Hopefully we will solve them all. But some of these problems are still going to be a problem. Not using people like Van der Beek, etc. I think these things are still going to be a problem. The goalkeeping situation is one of massive confusion. You bring in Tom Heaton. I imagine he's been promised game time. So how are you going to give 3 goalkeepers game time? And David De Gea has started this season magnificently. Probably one of the best goalkeepers in Europe at the moment. And now he's going to have to share Champions League football with Henderson. And then Henderson plays well in the Champions League. And the old Henderson fan club, and I'm not blaming Dean for this, but he has got people in the media who are in his fan club start going, he should be the number. You see, it never works both ways. This is my thing. You never get people in the media saying David De Gea has saved us 4 points in the opening 3 games. He has to be the number 1 goalkeeper now. It's radio silence. People just go, yeah, he was man of the match. Let's talk about something else. The minute Dean comes in and plays well, like he will do because he's a good goalkeeper, the media will start saying he needs to play in goal in the Premier League as well. So I can see the same problems again. We have nothing to lose playing Donny at 6. He's way more talented than McFred. It could be a solution, says Edgar. Do I think Donny van der Beek's number 6? No. He does. Ollie said he can play there. Let's give it a go. I'm more than happy to give it a go. Let's not wait till the Carabao Cup to do it either. I don't care if Hendo starts in the Champions League group stages, but from there onwards, De Gea starts 1, says Lucas. That's going to kick off again, Henderson and De Gea. I'm warning you now, it will kick off again. We can take advantage of Ronaldo's presence in the penalty box. So Bruno having all set pieces, Ronaldo could easily pick up loose balls or rebounds, says Chris. And Mark, can you see Ollie playing Ronaldo from left, Cavani up front, and Greenwood Sancho from right to get Cavani game time, says Andy and Bruno. You know what? I don't want to see that, Andy and Bruno, if I'm absolutely honest with you. I really don't want to see that because I think that Ronaldo is a number 9. But I do think we're going to... The interesting thing for me and the exciting thing for me is that when we, as United fans, talk about United, we know that we don't create enough chances for Cavani or Martial or Rashford. We don't know about Ronaldo yet. But in the last year, we've not created enough chances for our number 9. So if we're going to play Cavani and Ronaldo, we bloody damn well make sure if we're going to play both of them that we create chances, because we can't create enough chances for one of them. So how are we going to do it for 2 of them? Which makes me excited as to how we're going to change. I think we've got to change the way we play football at United. I think that, you know what I would say, and I'll show you here as well, if you want to find a way of playing Cavani and... So they're both number 7 because I haven't changed Cavani's number. But if you want to find a way of somehow getting Cavani and Ronaldo in a front 3, right? Bruno's still going to play. Obviously, Donny, let's get rid of Fred because you can only have 11 players. Now, that's a very attacking side. But you've got 2 of the best centre-backs in the world in form. You've got one of the best left-backs in the world, and I think Wan-Bissaka's going to get better and better. You need good, quick tempo, right? Well, all right, defensively, Van der Beek may not be the best, but he's certainly going to move the ball quickly. And it's so foreign because we haven't seen it. Last season, we saw Mr. Defensive United, didn't we? It was a back 6 with McFred shielding the back 4. But then again, we also said we needed to do that because Lindelof was a weak spot. We don't have that weak spot anymore, so you don't need to play McFred. We're strongest in attack. Our best approach in a game is to attack. So how do you do that? I said this on Twitter this morning, I was watching a lot of games. I was watching a lot of Ronaldo's goals this morning on TV. And obviously when you're watching a goal back, it's not always like, there's the cross, there's the goal. A lot of the time they'll show the build-up. The amount of times Ronaldo scored a goal, and it would have been the same with Rooney and Tevez and anybody else around that time, but the amount of goals that started with either Scholes or more importantly Carrick getting the ball in 30-yard pass forwards into space to someone like Rooney who spins and plays Ronaldo in. But it's all about what we keep talking about on this channel a lot, is that when Fred gets it or Matic gets it or McTominay gets it, they take a touch, they have a look and they pass it sideways. When Carrick or Scholes was getting it, they're getting it and they're bang. You know, they're almost hitting it as they control it to get it forward into the space, because then the opposition are not in position and then there's space. And this is what we've got to do. We've got to get that ball quickly from the midfield into people like Bruno and Pogba and Sancho so that they can then move the ball quickly onto the forwards and we score goals. And it was amazing watching the amount of goals Ronaldo scored back when he was last here. that comes from Carrick or Scholes getting the ball and moving it quickly. And that's what we've got to do. So maybe this number 6 Van der Beek thing is worth a try, because if he's the sort of player that when he gets the ball, and we know he's this sort of player, he can move it quickly, then yeah, defensively we might be a little bit weaker. But, you know, where's the balance, right? At the moment, we win games 1-0 like Wolves on a moment of individual brilliance and a strong defence. Maybe we trust that strong defence a bit and make our midfield a little bit more attacking in tempo to create more chances to score goals. Yes, we might concede more, but we'll score more as well because we've got quality. I think the way United should approach games is, instead of 0-0 and let's hope we get the best chance in the game to win it and win 1-0, I would go, you can have 4 shots, we'll have 4 good chances, because I tell you what, the players I've got in the attack, I'll back them to score more than your attackers will. And I think that's the way we should go. I could never understand this, so hoping you can answer, Mark. Knowing how incompetent Fred and McTominay are, why hasn't Ollie ever changed our formation? Well, Devanch, hopefully we're going to see that coming up in the next few weeks. Ronaldo's song by Casey Panic is trending, Mark. You have to hear it. Cheers, says Andreas. I'm going to write that down because I forgot it this morning. I was in a mood. So I will have a look at that. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much, Andreas. So yes, Ronaldo will play tomorrow. This is confirmed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We just don't know how long he's going to play for. Also, Fred, we're planning without Fred, according to Ollie. But if he is available, then we will use him, of course. Also, we've got Ronaldo on the set pieces. From that, mutual respect. Cavani 7. Donny, nothing mentioned of Ollie in the press conference, but he has done another interview with Matlikins, and basically said in that Donny can play as a 6, and you can't promise him games and not give him game time. So hopefully we're going to see that. I mean, I'd love to see Donny van der Beek start tomorrow. How happy would that make everybody if it did? But, you know, I don't know. Mark, I want Ollie to stay on as manager, as I super enjoy the Ollie Carricky impressions. It's hilarious. Carricky, get a good night's sleep tonight, Carricky. Hello, Mrs. Carricky. Get Carricky on the phone. Carricky, get a good night's sleep tonight. Oh, you was asleep. Sorry. Well, we'll get back to sleep after this, Carricky. Oh, I've got a surprise. Not Ronaldo. No, not Sanchi. No. I'm picking Donny. Night, Carricky. Have a good sleep. Bye. What do you mean you can't sleep now? You're excited. I know. Imagine all the fans tomorrow. Night, Carricky. See you later, Carricky. Bye. I'd love that to be the chat tonight, but the smile on the face will be from Ronaldo tomorrow. You know, it's going to be so... You know, I think I could probably watch that game back. You know when it's a 3 o'clock kickoff in the UK and you can't watch it, but it'll be replayed in its entirety at 7 o'clock on MUTV or something like that. I could probably watch that game 4 or 5 times. And I will watch the Newcastle United game 4 or 5 times over the weekend, because to me, the result matters and we've got to win the game. But I just can't wait to analyse Cristiano Ronaldo. That analysing a Ronaldo, that means something about football. Sounds. I don't like the word analyse. You know, it's very close to some. It could mean something else. But ultimately, I just can't wait to analyse Cristiano Ronaldo's game over the next few weeks, but certainly for the Newcastle game as well. I can't wait to do the breakdown tomorrow night and have a look at how he performs, because this is what we're really going to learn. I want Ollie to stay on as manager, so we've done that one. Thank you. Thanks for all the super chats. You can do that through the $sign if you want to, and thanks for everyone who's become a member and supporting the channel. I'm thinking Ronaldo is a huge candidate to captain the United side. No, I don't know. Where are we all sitting on this? I've heard a few people talk about it, but I've never. I made the mistake with Bruno, and I put my hands up. I said Bruno should be captain because he's the real leader on the pitch, and a lot of people said it was disrespectful to Maguire, and it was in hindsight. So I'm not going to do that again. Harry Maguire is our captain, and I think it would be harsh to take the captaincy off him now. So Ronaldo will be the leader on the pitch. He'll be the leader in the dressing room. Does he need the captain's armband? Look, if he's asked for it and it's in his contract, we'll have to give it him. But I don't think Ronaldo will. He wasn't the captain at Juventus, so I don't think he'll be that bothered about the captaincy. But he'll be the leader anyway. And Bruno's a leader, and Harry's a leader, and Varane is a leader. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Harry Maguire is the captain of that team. The centre-back next to him is way better than him. So it's not about how good you are as the captain. I'm more than happy for Harry to be our captain. I think that, you know, from a year ago where he was getting a lot of stick, he's found a position now where he's got one of the best left backs in Europe next to him. He's got the best centre back in Europe next to him. stability is there, and Harry's doing a great job. And I wouldn't want to mess around with, you know, because you've got to think about it. Does Ronaldo need the captaincy? Not really. If you take it off him and give it to Ronaldo, Maguire might impact Maguire's form. So I'd keep it how it is. Van der Beek's best time to start a game is tomorrow. All eyes will be on Ronaldo, and Van der Beek can just concentrate on his own game, says Steve. Look, imagine. Let me just show you this. I mean, I don't think this will happen, but imagine this is the team tomorrow. Not you. Imagine that's the team tomorrow. De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Maguire, Shaw, Donny in the 6, Pogba in the 8, Bruno, Sancho, Ronaldo, Greenwood. Oh. That is... what a team. Does it work? People will be looking at that going, that'll never work. That'll never work. That's a FIFA team. But Donny says he can play 6. Ollie said he can play 6. Newcastle at home in that sort of environment where they're going to sit back and park the bus, it's probably the perfect game to do it. If I saw that team tomorrow, I would probably cry happy tears in a footballing sense. We won't see that team. I don't even think I'm one right. I'm probably 3 or 4 players wrong. I don't know what those 3 or 4 players wrong I am, but if I saw that team tomorrow, all I could do is stand up and go, that's the team for me. And I think, you know, Donny deserves a start, and he's talking about 6. Pogba as an 8 with Donny, I think gives him more freedom. Obviously Bruno. Sancho off the left because Greenwood's got to play off the right, and then Ronaldo through the middle. I think that team would be absolutely fire. I really, really would. But I'm not expecting it, and I'm not going to rant and moan about it if it doesn't happen, because I'm not expecting it anyway. So there. Please, 2 things I want to say to you. We are live at 8 o'clock tonight, so make sure you tune in for that. Smash a like on the video as always, and make sure you subscribe as it comes up on the screen. Ultimate Fan, link in the video description. If you are over 18, give it a go. It's free to play. I've been playing it. It's brilliant every Premier League weekend when the fixtures come out. You get your packs to open. You put your team out. They acquire points. There's an 8,500 prize pot. It's good fun. Yeah, you know, there's lots of people playing it. I've seen Spencer FC's playing it and stuff like that. So it's really good fun. Links in the video description. Give it a go. Especially if you like your sort of fancy Premier League and all that sort of stuff. It's another good game that you can play. And I do think Ronaldo will play if you play Fantasy Premier League, by the way. I've got him. I'm going to captain him. And also, if you do like my Driving with Goldbridge series, in fact, even if you don't like my Driving with Goldbridge series, check out the link in the video description. I've done 3 episodes. This week, only a couple of hours out, I put out my new one. Basically, it's Goldbridge driving with a guest in a car, and then we end up somewhere for a little chat and a sit down. So it's someone off the kickoff this time, and it's a very interesting one. So check out the link in the video description. Please do give it a watch, because that's something I've been able to do because of you. I started the United Stand. The United Stand is very big and successful, and it's allowed me to do some other things. And this Driving with Goldbridge series was an idea I had, where I had to get a production team and everybody behind it who's done really, really great work. And it's allowed me to have this project that I've put together. So please do watch it, because it's because of people like you supporting this channel that I've been able to do that. So just give it a... You might not have watched it. If you haven't, please give it a watch. Links in the video description. Thanks everyone for watching. I am going to be on Twitch in about half an hour's time playing a bit of FIFA. If you want to join me on there, just follow me on @MarkGoldbridge on Twitter. You'll see the link, or it's Goldbridge TV. But please check out Driving with Goldbridge, and please check out Ultimate Fan as well. If you're over 18, give it a go. It's a good game. I'll speak to you all in a bit.